largest wildfire in Oregon closing in on 100,000 acres. The most recent update has the Cram Fire at just over 94,000 acres after igniting only 5 days ago. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brandon Kammerman.
And I'm Kendall Bartley. That quick-moving fire, despite the state of that fire, the Oregon Department of Forestry says they're currently in a much better spot than they were this time last year. As
Salem Bureau reporter Vasily Varlamos reports, the agency says it would take a lot more fires and damage to be in the same spot as it was this time last year.
After a record fire year in 2024, costing Oregon upwards of $350 million, ODF spokesperson Jessica New Year says the state is in a better place at this time this year than last year.
That is truly a testament to our ODF firefighters and their work in initial attack.
ODF says 4,295 acres have burned on agency-protected land so far this year, a far cry from the 85,000 acres that burned on ODF land by this time last year. In all, 1.9 million acres burned across Oregon in 2024. According to a report from the Northwest Interagency Coordination Center, approximately 130,000 acres have burned in large fires statewide so far this year. 7 of the 21 large fires were started by humans. Another 7 are still under investigation. ODF says they've spent $44 million on wildfires this year, and the agency's net cost is $20 million, meaning $24 million will need to be reimbursed by the federal or state government. Lawmakers were forced into a special session last year to pay for wildfire costs. New Year says they're staying in touch with the governor and lawmakers to keep everyone informed about financials.
That way, end of season, it's not a shock when it comes to how much the fire season costs.
I'm Vasily Varlamos reporting.
Now, Governor Tina Kotek did declare a state of emergency due to the imminent threat of wildfires earlier this week. That declaration came a few days later than it did last year. By the time Governor Kotek declared an emergency declaration in 2024, she had invoked the Conflagration Act 3 times. So far in 2025, she's invoked it 6 times. Last year's emergency declaration was set to last through October. This year's will last through the end of the year.
A man and a woman are facing a string of child and animal sex abuse charges following a month-long investigation by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. DCSO released photos of the 2 suspects, 40-year-old Daniel Roy Phelps and his girlfriend, 39-year-old Tara Danielle Crawford. Investigators believe there may be more victims and hope these photos will help in the investigation. The investigation started in June when deputies started looking into material showing a child being sexually exploited. Following the identification of at least 2 victims, ages 5 and 1, deputies arrested this pair on Wednesday. In addition to the photos and videos showing Phelps allegedly victimizing the children, they also found evidence of sexual abuse of a canine. Phelps and Crawford are lodged in the Douglas County Jail on numerous charges.
And we are continuing to learn more about a fire near the ranger station near McKenzie Bridge. This was off Highway 126, roughly an hour east of Eugene. Several fire crews began arriving around 5 this morning as flames engulfed an outbuilding. That building storing tools and equipment for the ranger district. The incident commander on scene began requesting heavy tankers to assist. There are no reported injuries at this time. However, many vehicles inside and around the building were destroyed.
The 3 fire vehicles that were in the building are a total loss, as well as the 4 or 5 pickups on the outside are a total loss. We were able to save several engines that were parked out front of the building and get them moved before the fire was too large. We are working with the Forest Service to make sure we get some vehicles moved up here to protect the community and that there's no loss in service.
Details about the cause of this fire is unknown at this time.
The cooling trend continues for us heading into the weekend as a weak cold front is approaching from the north. That system will be responsible for chasing off the 90-degree highs over the next couple days, bringing more typical July temperatures back into the forecast. Typical and cooler.
Alan, in the distance, it looks like there's a haze. Could it be from smoke?
That is a possibility that haze could be coming from that Cram Fire again. That's a pretty big fire up there. Now, we are getting that onshore flow, so hopefully it's pushing a lot of that smoke. We're still getting reports of good air quality around the area, so at least that's some good news there. But we may still be seeing some residual smoke from that fire. Now, let's look at what's going on right now. Temperatures are still warm out there. We're still in the 90s in Eugene. We're at 90 degrees with a little cloud cover out there as west wind at 8 and our humidity at 25%. As we look at the radar satellite, you are seeing a relatively clear sky out there. The coast did see some fog to get the day off to a start. That did clear out, turn into a mostly sunny sky for them as well. And as we look ahead, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s tonight, but those highs tomorrow, we're starting to cool down. They're going to be in the mid to upper 80s along I-5, and that cool down is going to carry into the weekend. Now, we'll see clear skies for the valleys tonight. Cloud cover is going to increase for the coast, and it looks like you could start the next couple of mornings with some fog, but again, those temperatures are getting cooler for the weekend. In fact, we're going to drop below average. All your weather details coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Alan. Well, continuing our coverage tonight, Congress has passed that $9 billion Rescission Act, and the impact it will have on rural towns could be significant. In a 216 to 213 vote, the bill takes away $1.1 billion in funding to PBS and NPR stations. Here in Eugene, our local station KLCC will lose around $300,000. The general manager of KLCC says they are determined to keep their coverage going in rural towns in Lane County and beyond. It's just going to come with some challenges.
That subsidy, I think, has been valuable to those rural communities in particular, so that we don't have to just concentrate on a central core that we have the resources to focus on.
Residents in these towns have become angry toward Congress with their decision, emphasizing how important these stations are to their communities.
I'm devastated. It makes me emotionally really upset when I was a kid. So that's really in the middle of nowhere. And if that station, for example, I know they have a transmitter down there, and if that transmitter has to go because it's a small demographic, there's a large number of people that will lose their connection, not only to local things, but to national and international events that they may never have experienced or be able to experience personally.
KLCC's general manager says legally they do not need to broadcast to these communities. However, they want to because they see the need people have for news and information in their towns. And Oregon Congresswoman Val Hoyle weighing in on the recent cuts after voting no against the rescission package, saying in part, quote, whether it's KLCC, Jefferson Public Radio, or Oregon Public Broadcasting, communities from the coast to the Cascades count on their reporting for emergency alerts, education, and trusted local news. It's not just reckless, it sets a precedent of bypassing Congress. Why my Republican colleagues are willing to roll over and hand their constitutional authority and power to the executive branch is beyond me. Meanwhile, the Education Department is releasing $1.3 billion in withheld funding for after-school summer programs.
Yeah, the department's finished a review of the grants, deeming them in line with the administration's priorities. The money is part of the $6 billion in funds the Trump administration froze earlier this month. At the time, the White House cited concerns that the money is funding, quote, radical left-wing programs. 10 Republican senators this week urged the Trump administration to unfreeze the funds, citing concerns from their constituents.
A program that came out of the University of Oregon is now starting to take root outside of the state. Its aim is to address a crisis affecting children and adolescents. KVAL's Kennedy Wright has more on the program. She joins us now in studio. Hi, Kennedy.
Hi. In 2021, the American Academy of Pediatrics declared a national emergency in child and adolescents' mental health. The University of Oregon has been working on a possible fix to the crisis. The Balmer Institute is doing groundbreaking work to help Oregon's children and adolescents facing mental health problems.
The most innovative aspect of our work is our undergraduate program in child behavioral health. It's the first of its kind in the country. Our training program is providing students with skills and how to provide high quality support to kids in community settings like schools, pediatricians' offices, community-based organizations.
After more than 700 hours of supervised community field work, students are well equipped without having to spend more time and money in grad school.
It's a huge barrier to require folks go and pay for an expensive graduate degree, like a master's degree, to get into this field. And we know that mental health jobs don't often pay that well, right? It might not be a good investment for you to pay a lot of money for that degree if you're not going to earn a salary on the other side that makes it easy to pay those student loans.
Their goal is ultimately to create more jobs in this field, and they are on track to success. After its launching in 2022, the first cohort was welcomed in 2024, and roughly 20 students are expected to walk the stage with tons of experience in mental health services, helping children and families in the summer of 2026.
Thank you, Kennedy. Volunteers with the nonprofit Dylan's Legacy have spent the past week along the McKenzie River searching for the remains of several missing people from Lane County. The effort brings together families of the missing, like Shane Springer and Michael Bryson, men who've been missing for more than 4 years from the Dorena and Blue River area. Dylan's Legacy was founded by Candace Cooley after her son Dylan was murdered in Utah. The nonprofit aiming to fill the gaps left by underfunded and overburdened agencies. It has raised thousands of dollars through fundraisers. Dylan's Legacy funds canine searches, drone mapping, and forensic evidence recovery.
Everybody deserves to be found, and every parent deserves to have peace. There's never closure, but there's at least peace. Canines. So we just seen this need for us to band together as families, be able to raise funds to get more of these missions funded where we have lack of funding in law enforcement and search and rescue through the state level.
The group is urging anyone near the McKenzie River to stay alert and to report anything suspicious that could help bring these families answers.